Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for the college football semifinal playoff games. We have two games, one on Thursday, one on Friday. The game on Thursday is Penn State, Notre Dame, and then the game on Friday is between Texas and Ohio State. Instead of doing like two separate videos and giving out props for each game, I figured I would just kind of combine them into one video. So I have two props that I like for the two games this week, and one of them is going to be in the Penn State Notre Dame game. The other one's going to be in the Texas Ohio State game. So we got two plays, guys. We're going to break these plays down and share why I like them. Now, before we do get started breaking down these plays, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, these college football videos, and if they do help you out, make sure that you hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use promo code NOAH when you do. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to shout out Sleeper real quickly. You guys can sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. Take advantage of their new user offer. Play $5, get $55. It's really self-explanatory. You sign up, make a deposit, use that code NOAH, play your first lineup, $5 or more. Doesn't matter if you win or lose that lineup, you'll get $55 worth of free lineups added to your account that you can then use to play and kind of build a bankroll off of. So this is a really good promo to take advantage of if you are someone that doesn't really want to put in a lot of money, because on Sleeper, you can deposit the minimum, $10, and still get those $55 worth of free lineups. So make sure to check out Sleeper, guys. Download their app, sign up, use code NOAH. And Sleeper, they do college football. So if you're wondering if you can take college football props on Sleeper, you can. I think they also do college basketball, and they do obviously all the other major sports like NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. All that is available on Sleeper. So make sure to check them out. And again, sign up, use code NOAH to get advantage or to take advantage of that $55 promo that they're doing for new users. But let's go ahead and talk about the two college football props that I like for the semifinal games. Now, I want to recap our plays from our last video, from the quarterfinal games. We gave out 3 picks in our last video, which was like a week ago, and it was not a great quarterfinals game or quarterfinal slate for us because we went 0-3 on the 3 picks that we gave out. We took Riley Leonard's over fantasy score, came up like a few points short. Notre Dame, they didn't really put up a lot of points on Georgia, and a lot of their points, didn't come through Riley Leonard. I think he had one passing touchdown, I believe, but no rushing touchdowns. He did run for like 90 yards, I think, or 80 yards or something, but didn't get really many touchdowns. Honestly, I can't even remember. He might have not even gotten a touchdown. I can't remember, but Leonard came out just a few points short of his fantasy score. Gunnar Stockton, we took his over on rush yards, and that was not good from the start because Stockton was taking a bunch of sacks early, and it was going to be a big hole for him to climb out of. But man, I felt so good about that prop on Stockton because I think his rush yards line before the game started, his line was at like 30 something, and we got it at 12.5. We got some great value on Stockton's rush yards, and yeah, go figure, he had like negative rush yards. And honestly, I can't remember what the other prop was that we missed on. I think it was a pass yards prop. I can't remember honestly, but it was an 0-3 college football week last week. Not a good start. Let's see if we can bounce back here in these semifinal games. And again, we got 2 props that I like for these semifinal games. So the first prop that I like in the Notre Dame Penn State game, we're going to go back to a prop on Riley Leonard. I'm going to look at his pass completions, and I like Riley Leonard for more than 16.5 pass completions. So Leonard, you look at last week against Georgia, he only had 15 completions in that game. But he also didn't really have to throw the ball a lot. He only had 24 pass attempts, only threw for 90 yards. Did have a touchdown, so yeah, he did have a touchdown last week. But a lot of his damage last week came on the ground. He had 14 carries for 80 yards. He was running a lot against Georgia, but they weren't really using him much as a passer. I could definitely see things being different here against Penn State. You look at the matchups in these college football playoff games, really nobody is going to have good matchups because like these are the 4 best teams in the country. So I'm not saying that Riley Leonard has a good matchup here because it's definitely not a good matchup, but I think we can project him for more pass attempts this week than what he had last week against Georgia. And if Leonard's going to have more pass attempts, that's just going to mean more opportunity to get completions as well. I mean, you look at his pass attempts line, and that's up to 27.5. If you tell me we're going to get it 27, 28 pass attempts for Leonard, I think we got a pretty good chance at 17 completions. Leonard has been pretty accurate as a passer this season. He's completing over 66% of his passes. Leonard is a guy that doesn't really take like a ton of deep shots. He kind of looks for quicker, shorter routes. Like he's not really throwing the ball deep a ton. So typically he's able to rack up completions at a pretty high clip. He's been completing a lot of his passes lately. His last 5 games, he's completed 66, 76, 77, 71, and 62% of his passes. Look, is the matchup good? No. Like there's definitely a chance that Penn State, puts pressure on Leonard. Maybe he's not able to be as accurate in this spot, but I think we can project a little bit more of a higher pass rate for Notre Dame in this spot. And if Notre Dame's just going to throw the ball more, I think that's probably going to mean more opportunity for Leonard to get completions. And I was looking at sportsbook odds. The sportsbook odds right now on FanDuel, he's minus 130 favored to go over this completions line. Anytime you can find props that are favored heavily towards the over or towards the under, those are probably going to be plays you want to take on Prizepicks. On Prizepicks, you don't have to lay that juice. It doesn't matter if you take the over on Leonard's completions or the under, it pays out the same. So you can find those props that are juiced one way or the other. Those are usually good to take on Prizepicks. This is a prop that's currently juiced on the sportsbook market towards the over, and it's a prop that I like as well. And you look at Leonard this season, he's gone over this line in a large majority of his games this season. He's gone over this line in a large majority of games with at least like 25 pass attempts. In games with at least 25 pass attempts, he's had 18, 20, 16, 20, 14, 22, and 23 completions. So like all but 2 games this season with at least 25 pass attempts, he's been able to get 17 completions. His pass attempts line for Thursday is set at 27.5. So the sportsbooks, they're expecting a little bit more of a higher pass rate for Notre Dame here, and that definitely should mean more opportunity for Leonard to get completions. So I like that as our first prop. That one's going to be from the Notre Dame-Penn State game. And then the other prop that I like from the Texas and Ohio State game is a rush yards prop on, we're going to look at a rush yards prop on Quinshon Judkins, and I like him for more than 51.5 rush yards. So Judkins last week had a really good game against Oregon, had 85 yards on 17 carries, was really efficient, averaged 5 yards per carry. He's been really efficient this season. He's averaged 5.3 yards per carry this season. And he's typically a guy that we can project to get anywhere from like 12 to 14 carries per game. And, the amount of volume that he gets from a game-to-game basis can kind of depend on the game script. So last week was a game that Ohio State won easily, and they were able to kind of run the ball late in the second half, chew the clock late in the second half, and that obviously meant Judkins was getting a lot of carries. He had 17 carries last game. Well, now they're coming into this game against Texas as pretty big favorites. Once again, they're 6-point favorites. I think they opened as like 2.5-point favorites and have been bet up a ton. Like people have been heavily betting on Ohio State in this game. They shot the line up to 6.5. So Ohio State's pretty heavily favored in this game, almost by a touchdown. And in games that Ohio State wins, you can typically expect Judkins to get like 12 to 14 carries. You look at games that they have won this season, he's had 13, 9, 14, 11, 13, 10, 14, 11, 15, 14, 10, and 17 carries. Judkins is a guy that gets most of his usage on the ground, whereas Travion Henderson, their other running back, is a guy that they will use more in the passing game. So in games where Ohio State is playing with the lead, that typically means more snaps for Judkins, more carries as well. Last week, Judkins did play 33 snaps compared to 27 snaps for Travion Henderson. Henderson got 8 carries. Judkins got 17 carries. Typically, the usage between those two guys does favor Judkins slightly. He typically sees a few more carries per game than Henderson, but it can kind of depend on game script. It can kind of depend on who's playing better. But if we have, if we look at this game and if we project Judkins for like 12 to 13 carries, which his rush attempts line is set at 13, I think if he gets 13 carries, he's pretty likely to go over this rush yards prop and get 52 yards. I mean, he would need to average like 4 yards per carry, which even against Texas, even against a good Texas defense that has been pretty good at stopping the run, I think we can get Judkins to average at least 4 yards per carry here. I mean, again, he's averaged 5.3 yards per carry this season. And if we look at games this season where he's had at least 13 rush attempts, in those games he has had 55, 173, 78, 95, 76, 36, and 85 rush yards. So really all but one game this season with at least 13 carries, Judkins has been able to get 52 yards. Again, I understand why the line is lower because the matchup here against Texas is pretty tough. Texas is obviously very good defense. They're really good at stopping the run. But Judkins has been a pretty good volume running back this year, and typically in games when Ohio State plays with a lead, you can bet on Judkins getting some volume. This is a game script that sets up like that with them being 6.5-point favorites. So I do like Quinshon Judkins for more than 51.5 rush yards here as our second prop for college football this week for the semifinal games. Again, we have 2 games. Winner of these games obviously goes and plays in the national championship, and I do plan on making a video for the national championship game when that comes up. I think it's next Monday is the national championship, so we have plenty of time. Be on the lookout for a video for the national championship game. It'll probably go up like Sunday night, like the day before. But it's been fun making college football videos this year, guys. I said this in my last video. It's my first time ever making college football content was this season, so I'm obviously a little bit new to this, but I've tried to do the research, tried to give you guys the best analysis I can behind all the props that I give out. And these are 2 plays, again, that I do like for these semifinal games on Thursday and Friday. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch these games. I actually put a bet in on Notre Dame before the playoffs started. I bet Notre Dame at plus 700 to win the national championship. So I'm going to be rooting for Notre Dame in this game, and hopefully if they win this game in the national championship. But yeah, guys, as always, appreciate you watching these videos, supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure that you hit that like button down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button as well, and be sure to go check out Prizepicks. If you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, sign up, use that promo code NOAH, and when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account, so make sure to check them out if you have not yet, guys. But good luck as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.